Hey guys, what's up? JK with Porn Reboot here. I'm headed to the gym. It is fucking cold. Not really enjoying it. I'm not a cold weather kind of guy. But today I want to be talking about your future. And this came about after I spoke to a couple of clients in our live group coaching this past week. And they mentioned that it was challenging for some of them to actually see their future or see a future without pornography. This comes up with some of my other clients as well, but because I saw it from a group perspective, I thought of all you guys out here who are just watching my videos and looking around for help or looking for tips or seeking support. So do you find it challenging to actually imagine not just the future without pornography, but a future with all the things that you have missed because of your porn and masturbation addiction? Do you find it very challenging to actually see yourself with a beautiful woman being intimate with you? You know, I remember when I was struggling with porn, I would watch movies and I would watch other couples going about, like doing their lovey-dovey stuff and hugging each other and holding hands and seeming so happy. And I just couldn't imagine myself doing that. I mean, I wanted that intimacy. I would see guys with girls, cute girls holding, and I was like, man, like they look so happy. She's so cute. Fuck, I want that shit. I want it. Don't you want it? You know what I'm saying? Like, we want that. But I just couldn't imagine myself doing it. It was nice to look at, just so far from my reality. Same thing with making money. Like, just imagining making a certain amount of money would just blow my mind. If somebody said like, hey JK, do you think you could ever make, let's say when I was 21, somebody asked like, hey, could you ever make, I don't know, $70,000 a year? For me, that was not something that I could fathom. I couldn't imagine that. I couldn't imagine owning my own home. I couldn't imagine driving a car that cost, I don't know, more than $20,000. There were so many things I couldn't imagine in my future. Working a job, working over 40 hours a week, like working a good paying job and being consistent. Oh, so many things. So do you have that problem sometimes? If you do, obviously it's going to take work to change that, but I want to share a concept that really changed everything for me. And here's the ultimate truth. I'm going to be absolutely transparent with you guys so I don't come off as some motivational guy that picked this up from, that this just, I don't know. I don't want it to come across as if I was just suddenly inspired. I don't remember where this came from, what I'm about to share with you. But I read it recently in a book, and I was just like, wow, I actually did this at some point in my life. And it is the concept of always making your future bigger than your past. See, what happened is that at some point in my recovery, I stopped thinking about my past all the time. See, if you are struggling with porn, if you're watching this and you're still struggling with porn and you still can't break free, I assure you that your past is bigger than your future. Your past is bigger than your future. As much as you want that future, it frustrates you because you are still telling yourself some sort of story. You're still telling yourself something like, I'm the kind of guy who quits all the time. It's so hard. If not for this porn addiction and this masturbation addiction, oh my God, I watched this video and this guy said that I've been, if you've been addicted since you were 11, 12 years old, it's so difficult to overcome. Oh my goodness, I was sexually assaulted when I was younger and this is holding me back. My parents didn't do this for me or didn't do that for me. My dad is passive aggressive. My parents went through a fucking divorce. I live in a developing country. I don't have this sort of opportunity. I'm poor now. I was poor in the past. All these stories, there's nothing wrong with them. They are reality. However, if your future is not bigger than these things, if you don't accept the fact that there are so many more years ahead of you than there are behind you, and even if you are watching this video, and some of you guys may not even believe this, but I get emails from 70-year-olds. I got an email from a guy who's 80 years old the other day and just seriously started trying to quit porn after listening to my podcast. But even if there are fewer years ahead of you than are behind you, understand that it is still your future and you can make it bigger than your past. For the younger guys, it is definitely bigger than your past. But you have to make that happen here. All the things that can happen to you, getting into a relationship, getting a job, finding purpose, developing a craft, serving other people, being a happier human being, being a healthier human being. All these things are bigger than everything that has happened to you in the past, than what your parents have done to you, than what you've done to yourself, than the medication that you're on, than the mental illness. That even if you struggle with a mental illness, and let me throw this disclaimer out here, I'm not a medical professional, and you should definitely not take this as medical advice. Always listen to a licensed medical professional when it comes to your mental health. But I will say this, that there is definitely a way that you can improve your condition in the future. And I have seen it happen. It doesn't mean you're going to completely recover from whatever that issue is, but your future is always going to be more hopeful. And if you can make that mindset shift, everything is going to change for you. That is the key. That is one of the few things that is one of what I've seen among guys who actually recover. Their future becomes so big that porn becomes an impediment. They're like, yo, there are so many things that I have to do, that I know I need to do, that porn needs to get out of the way. It's so huge that it topples this problem you have with pornography and masturbation over. So ask yourself that question. Is my future bigger than my past? Because if it is not bigger than your past, it is going to be so challenging for you to surmount this. Now, what if your past is bigger than your future, and you're like, JK, well, that's cool. That's a cool concept. Well, how do I actually overcome this? You need to start working every day at building your future. Here's what I mean. What I'm about to share now is the shit that literally 90% of the guys on this video that are watching this are not going to do. Some of you motherfuckers are going to listen to the whole video, then you're going to click on something else on the side and spend the next 3 fucking hours just filling your mind with shit you wish you could do from watching people on YouTube. You know how you use YouTube? You come to YouTube, you get shit you want to do, and then you leave YouTube within 30 minutes, within 45 minutes, and take action. If you're here fucking and pissing your time away, just watching other people talking about, oh, JK, thank you for inspiring me, bro, then fuck off if you're not going to take action. I'm serious. So listen to this. This is the action part. This is where you finish watching this video and then you actually take action. Are you listening, brother? Here's what you do. You sit down, you get yourself a journal, and you write your goals out. And each time you write your goals, whether it is material goals or non-material goals, I want you to spend a few moments, like a child, trying to imagine yourself in that situation. It will be very tough for you at first. This is the first part of this exercise. So, let's say you've always drove a shitty car and you wanted a nicer car. When you imagine yourself doing this, use all your senses. Feel the leather on the steering wheel. Feel the AC. Feel it as you drive it. Just close your eyes. As you drive down the road. As you change the stick shift, feel your hand on it. You get what I'm saying? If the window is down, feel the wind blowing through it. Feel the brakes. If it's a nicer car, just imagine it gliding along with you not hearing anything outside. Hear the music playing in your car, whatever music that is. and you're enjoying a smooth ride in your new car. You do that with a woman that you're interested in. Don't sexualize it. Intimacy, pure intimacy, doesn't have to be sexual. Write the goal down. Do not write I want. Write I am. 1 year from now, I am free from porn and masturbation. 1 year from now, I am in an intimate, loving relationship with a wonderful woman. Imagine yourself holding her hand, her hands being soft, fingers intertwined, her laughing and smiling, giving you a kiss. Make an effort not to sexualize that. Feel your heart as you look at her right there in the center, the feeling you get. And you may not know what this feeling is, but just like, man, this is somebody I want to protect. This is somebody I want to cherish. This is somebody I want to make sure that she never gets hurt. Feel that. This is somebody I trust. Sometimes you're like, I don't know, JK, I don't know how to do it. It's okay. Try, imagine. Even if it is bullshit in your head first, it is better than all the shit you watch on YouTube that tells you what it should be. You have to experience it within yourself first. It may not be real, but it has to start there. The seed has to be planted. Everything else will grow out. Nature and life will do the rest for you as long as you're sitting down, imagining, visualizing, and planting the seed. That's when you write the goals down. You take a moment after you write each goal and you visualize that. After that, I want you to set a timer for first 5 minutes, and later on, maybe a month later or a couple of weeks later, you can change that to 10 minutes. And I want you to imagine not a thing or a person that you desire in your life, but a state of mind. I'll tell you a quick story of how I did that in my life. One of the things I did was one of the problems I had was I used to give a shit about what people thought of me. I was so worried about criticism, which is why it took me so long to get on YouTube. I was so worried that people would judge me. I was so worried and afraid that people would call me a fraud. I was so worried and afraid that I would be seen as somebody who was full of myself and, fucking show off. Like, oh, look at my life, how cool. I was so worried about these things, and it was eating me up on the inside because I wasn't contributing. I wasn't helping other people, and I knew it. And I wasn't doing anything about it. I was just being held back because of my fear. So one of the things I started doing years ago, and I did this also to overcome my fear of making cold calls door to door, which I did for over a decade, was that I would sit down, and I want you to do this too after you write your goals down for about 5 minutes, and I would pick a mental state that I wanted. Mine was immunity from criticism, to be immune from immune to a disease. I wanted to be immune to criticism, which translated means I didn't want to give a shit about what any other person on this planet thought about me. And so I would actually imagine myself receiving criticism from people. I would imagine myself being shown on the news and people are angry and they're just like, yeah, fuck this guy. This guy's fucked up. The newscasters are just like, J.K. Maisie, or this or that. And my mom calling me. I would literally visualize this, calling me and saying like, oh my God, J.K., what did you do? It's so embarrassing to the family. You're on TV. Your dad doesn't want to talk to you ever. Everybody like leaving me. My good friends texting me like, bro, what the fuck, man? Bro, keep a low profile, man. Like everybody's saying stuff. Aren't you embarrassed? I would imagine this, and I would imagine myself not giving a shit. I would just imagine myself, I literally wake up in the morning, see these things on my phone. This is my visualization. I just laugh it off, and I go about my day without changing anything. Like literally no fucks given. It's like, imagine it like it's a movie in your head. And that's what I did day after day after day. At this point in time, I was selling books door to door. I started not giving a shit. I would call on customers' homes. I've had gun pulled in my face. I've had the cops called on me. I've had all kinds of things happen to me. I've literally had people come out and be like, if I see you in this neighborhood again, boy, and I was way younger then, They're like, something bad is going to happen to you. I get the fuck off my porch. And they would stand there with their family watching me as I drove out of their driveway and just went a few yards away and drove right into their neighbor's driveway, came out of the car, waved at them, knocked at the door, and they're standing there in shock like, what the f-? And their neighbor would come out and be like, hi, how you doing, young man? And I would chit-chat with them. And I'd be like, are those your neighbors, the Joneses next door? They're so nice. And I would wave at them and they'd be like, what is wrong with this guy? I'd be like, got a place you could sit down, I could come in, I want to share something with you real quick. I mean, the sales talk was more than that. But the point is this, okay? I didn't give a shit anymore. And it showed up in my dating life. It showed up in my professional life, in every aspect of my life. If you can give yourself that time to think of a specific state of mind, it could be less anxiety. It could be more confidence. It could be the ability to, let's say, not panic a lot. It could be not to be nervous all the time, or not to be angry, a person who's not angry. Take 5 minutes, and for each week or each month, depending on the severity, pick one state of mind that you would like to have and write that state of mind out and spend 5 minutes imagining yourself having that. You need to feed that into your brain because your brain is like a computer and it's going to process whatever information that you're giving it. It cannot tell the difference between your imagination and reality. And that is how you begin to make your future bigger than your past. All right? I'm JK, your brother in this struggle. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. And I'll see you on the brighter side of recovery. Have a great day.